we all fall short. We all gonna have our days where it's just like,
Mhm.
we can pick each other up as opposed to like me having to carry somebody weight. Had way too many relationships like that, friendships,
Yeah.
romantic relationships. And I'm just like, when you start surrounding yourself with alphas and strong individuals, it becomes different. The conversation is a little bit different. We're not all talking about issues and drama and problems.
I got zero friends. I got zero friends.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Y'all already know it's your girl Talita Mokia, and here we are in the girls' locker room. I'm hanging out with my booze. Gotta introduce yourself, ladies.
Hey, it's CJ Blisty.
And day.
And today we chatting about, the struggle of being that strong friend or that strong person. We all experience that. Like here recently, all over Instagram, they have stuff where it'll be like, oh, it's hard being a strong one because nobody checks up on you. Of course, that's true. So that's what we chatting about in here today. The struggle of being the strong friend. I think we all have a little bit of experience with that. We're
Yeah,
alphas, and alphas tend to be the strong friend. We're usually the ones that everybody run to. So
exactly.
I'm learning to associate myself with other alphas. So my village is way better because you guys aren't like depending on me. And when, we all fall short, we all gonna have our days where it's just like,
Mhm.
we can pick each other up as opposed to like me having to carry somebody weight. Had way too many relationships like that, friendships,
Yeah.
romantic relationships. And I'm just like, when you start surrounding yourself with alphas and strong individuals, it becomes different. The conversation is a little bit different. We're not all talking about issues and drama and problems.
Exactly. I
Let's
think
take
look,
our
yeah,
my bad. But that happened. But sorry.
exactly. But no, you're fine. I think the best thing about it is, being able to go through a moment, and that's what it should be, a moment, and having someone that's going to be there to help you get through that moment and then get on with your life, because things are going to happen. It's life, it's inevitable. Things are going to happen, but are you going to let those things define your character, how you interact with people, what you do, how you react to certain situations? I mean, and if you have strong, good people in your life, they'll help you through the moment and help you see, it doesn't have to define or dictate how you live your life. It's so important to have strong people in your life because they'll help build you up and not tear you down.
Mm-hmm. The importance is to find your vibe, like, be who you are. Like I'm learning, I've learned to be unapologetically me. And sometimes that's not the best person. I can be mean, I'm stubborn, I got a smart mouth. But one thing nobody can ever say is that I'm not there for you. And the more I've become unapologetically me and living I am also a very weird individual. I am goofy as hell, very introverted. And the more I'm just me, the more I realize that they say when you vibe on your frequency that you find your tribe. And that's what's happening. And I don't want a weak tribe. That's not
Mhm.
it. That is not it. I'm not saying I want somebody to carry me, but I don't want to carry you either. You know?
Or no drama. Like, get over it. There's going to be tears. There's going to be hard times. It's going to be there, but you can't dwell on it. That's the that's what I'm getting at. You can't dwell on it. Let
Yeah.
it go. It'll be in the back of your mind, but shit, the bills is in the back of your mind. Your relationship is in the back of your mind. There's a lot going on. Don't let little things really dictate, how you make your moves, because at the end of the day, one wrong move and that can, be drastic. So you just finding the right people to help you is so important.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Not, and too. Like finding the people that's gonna tell you what you need to hear too. Like sometimes that's a part of
whether you like it or not.
that's part of being a strong person, and it's a little bit of the struggle because I'm gonna say it, and you might not like it, but I can't be your friend if I'm not gonna tell you the God's honest truth. If I'm not gonna tell you exactly what I'm seeing and call you on your BS, how can I consider myself a true friend? And I feel like sometimes when you are the strong friend, nobody feels like you need that. So you just be out here doing whatever, thinking it's okay, and you're hurting others and while you're doing it, and it's not okay. We have to be able to be like, no, cut your bullshit. You're fucking up. Like, and we have to have friends that's going to be okay with that, because then people be like, the weak friends will be like, nah, I'm not messing with them no more. They hurt my feelings. And then the moment they need you, because you're the strong one, you're going to be there for them. So,
Well, that and be that strong friend that can give it and take it,
right.
because that's important too. Not one soul on this earth is perfect, and I dare someone debate that. No one is on this earth is perfect. You can look at Instagram and Facebook, TikTok, whatever it is you look at, and you can think that, oh, this is perfect life and blah blah blah. You don't know what tears are cried. You don't know what hole was punched in. You don't know the frustration, the yelling out because you just can't deal, or you feel trapped. And so everything that glitters is not gold. I know we've all heard it, and it's still true to this day. Everything that glitters is not gold. You can wrap shit up in foil and pretty gift wrapping, and it'll still be shit. So you have to understand that everything is not going to be perfect. Things can be easier when you have the right team, right tribe, as Talita said, but you can't always expect diamonds and pearls. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you're going to get coals and rocks. That's fine. Throw them shits to the side and move forward. You'll get back to your diamonds and pearls. But to get ultimately where you want to be, you have to accept the battle wounds that come with it, because they will. And you might not smile, you might not like it, but if you want to be where you want to be, that's a part of the game. And any famous person, any of them, will tell you that.
Mm-hmm. That's a little bit of the issue with being the strong friend too, is nobody thinks that you need that support. And that's where the struggle and the battle come in, because you're struggling, nobody's checking in on you. Like, exactly. I have a really, really close friend. We speak every single day, sometimes multiple times in a day. Like this morning, I spoke to her. The first thing is, how you feeling? That's what we always make sure we ask each other. Good morning, good afternoon. How are you feeling? Forget everything else. Like, let me just check on you for a second. And we'll talk in the morning. They'll be like, good morning. Good morning, sissy. How you feeling this morning? And we'll have like a 15-minute conversation. And then we'll talk maybe again before we go to bed. And it's like, sissy, I'm just checking in on you. How did your day go? How are you feeling? It's important to check on your people, and because people be struggling, don't want to say nothing to nobody. But sometimes when you have that moment, like, I don't really share my emotions with people. I'm the type of person, I am the strong friend. I'm holding everything. And I remember a couple of weeks ago, she hit me up and she was like, I was very emotional behind my mother, my brother. I was like feeling that way for weeks, and I wasn't saying anything to nobody. And she hit me up and she was like, sissy, how you feeling? I was like, I'm all right. I was like, I'm okay. And she was like, no, for real, like, how are you feeling? And that second push was like, bleh. And I know she probably was holding her phone like, what Pandora box did I just open? But after that, it felt great, because the response was basically what most people say, she's like, I can't imagine, your feelings. She was like, but I'm here for you. If you need me, I'm here for you. And sometimes you might not even need the person. You just need to hear that, to know, like, somebody is there for me. So, if you guys got a strong friend and you are the strong friend, find your tribe, people that you could depend on, people that you could share your stuff with, and they're not going to talk crap about you. But also check on your people, like really check on your people. Not mentally. Like check. Don't just be like, hey, what's good or what's going on? Like, check on your folks. Check on your folks.
Because mentally people go through things, but that smile, lead you to believe it's all good when in all actuality that smile is hiding those tears.
Mhm. I buried my mother with a straight face. Did the committal at the cemetery and everything, straight face. And nobody was like, Ty, like, you good? Like, what's going on? Because everybody was like, oh my God, you're so strong. And I'm like, I'm about ready to vomit.
Get the fuck out my face.
I'm gonna vomit on you because all the emotions that
exactly. And see, and I get that. I truly get that. It's like you're trying to hold it together, and you're so strong, man. If you don't move, I'm a
bomb on your shoes. Like.
I hope they didn't cost a lot, but I get it. I
don't even care if they did or they didn't. It's just like it happens though, because people don't pay attention. Like, people don't pay attention, and not paying attention to your people can be very damaging to them. Like, you have people who are really out here suffering, like going through crap in their life, and you're not checking on your people because you're like, they're strong, they got this. They deal with stuff all the time, and they always good. No, they're really not always good. And that situation that happened 7 months ago piled on with the 30 things that happened last month, with the 2 things that happened last week and the thing that happened today. You might not be checking on them. You might be going to see them in the coffin. So check on your people early.
Definitely.
Check on your people
even
early.
If it's just a hey, how you doing, like you said. Give it another push. Are you sure something in my spirit is telling
right,
me
you can feel it. You know how you get that vibe off the message. You're like, this ain't right.
What's
going on? You good?
Em, how are you?
Well, this really hits home. I mean, like, not so much strong family member. Like, recently trying not to talk too much because don't know who's listening right now because I haven't blocked on the phone. But like, I mean, just like, I have a family member currently like freaking out, and it's justifiable for the freak out, but at the same time, like, while I'm trying to console, like, I have to ask like a legitimate question, like, like, how is this going to get paid for? Like, what's my budget? I need to know these things before I go and do what you need me to do for you, or you keep emotionally putting on me, telling me that I need to do for you. Like, and like, I ask this question and they just flip out on me. And, it really triggered me, and it triggered my personality disorder, and nobody else was really noticing it. And, everything was like, well, you've got to do this and you've got to do that and you got to do this and do that. And I'm getting this from multiple people within my family until finally I flipped my shit this afternoon and, power cleaned the downstairs and got up in a couple people's faces and was just like, like, nobody cares about me. Nobody cares about my personality disorder. Nobody cares that I've been triggered by this just as much. You all just assume like, all this shit gets taken care of around here, but, nobody understands the cost to me. Like, like, this isn't my house. I shouldn't be having to clean up these fucking messes and having to organize this shit. But, I do it because I do live here rent free. I do want a clean space. We all deserve that. But I mean, it was just like, I get it, like, totally get it. Like, this matches perfectly with what's happened in the past 2 days, like, nobody has really checked in with me about the situation or, assumed how I feel. And I get labeled a lot as a narcissist. Sociopath has been brought up a couple times because like, I don't express emotions. Like, I keep a stone face, and I mean, I guess it's healthcare and having taken death and dying classes and, working at an abortion clinic where literally like, I assisted with abortion procedures. Like, I got women through abortions. I held their hands. I helped the doctors with those procedures, So for me, like, I handle death a little bit differently. And, people are just like, you're a sociopath. Like, why are you saying these things? Like, why are you doing these things? And it's just like, I mean, somebody has to do it. Somebody has to ask these hard questions that nobody wants to talk about. Like, what are we going to do to grandma's house? What are we going to do to grandma's stuff? Where does grandma need to live? And, different things. Like, is it in the best interest of the animal to keep it alive in its current condition? Like, should the animal wait a week or should we take it to a more expensive vet? You told me to do anything that I can to take care of it. You know, that means taking it to TAC and spending $5,000 to get the surgery it needs versus waiting 2 weeks to get it at another place that's cheaper. You know, and they don't like these hard questions. And it's very frustrating to, you know, like, I mean, it's very frustrating because I get that label. Like, you're a sociopath, you're a bitch, you're a narcissist, like an obtuse, narcissistic cunt bitch. Like, you know, like
All of
literally,
it together.
yeah, I mean, literally, that's direct quotes, you
But
know.
we're not using common sense and understanding, hey, these things need to be done. What are we going to do? Because we're going to keep waiting and waiting and waiting. And then we're going to wind up running into a fucking shit show. And then it's going to be, now what do we do? But when I tried to address it 2 weeks ago, nobody wanted to address it. So I get it. I get it. It's like, yes, these questions are hard, but they need to be asked and they need to be addressed before some more shit, like Talita said, piles on to the shit that occurred last week, and then some more shit, and now I'm flipping and I'm the narcissist. How about fuck you?
That part.
I
And
mean,
that's when you're the strong person, you're the strong family member, you're the strong friend, you have to make sure you set aside time for you in the midst of supporting everybody else, because they're not going to support you. And that's where that battle and that struggle come in, because you're not going to be supported. People are not going to understand where you're coming from. I definitely get where you're coming from with working in the health field. We analyze death completely different, completely different. Like, I remember when my mom died, it was the middle of the night. I got to the city. It was like 10:30, 11 o'clock. And no, it was like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I hit the ground running. Like, the very next day, they was like, oh, you're at the funeral home already. And I'm like, yeah, I'm first thing in the morning. Like, I don't understand what I'm waiting for. The next day, obituaries was done. Clothes were bought that same day. Everything was getting done. And everybody was like, oh my goodness, give people a chance to pick up the body. And I'm like, why? All of this stuff has to be done anyway. So why are we waiting to get this stuff done? Oh, we need to have a family meeting. Why?
About what?
Not even that, but just why? Why do we need to have meetings about everything so that this person can argue with that person and that person can argue and then nothing gets done? No, no,
And
no,
we
no.
still have no clothes, no obituary, no ride, no nothing. But let's have a meeting and talk about the fuckery. And then, like you said, get into the arguments and whatnot.
And then I became the bitch, you know, so I totally get where you're coming from. Like, it was like, oh, this bitch did this and that bitch did that. And I was like, you know what? It's fine. It's okay. Because guess what? She's in the ground and we're done.
it got done. Yeah. Like,
It's
you know,
over.
and you did it to the best wishes of your mother.
Yeah. And that's all you can do. Like, when you're being the strong one, everybody got a whole bunch of shit to say. Just let the fucking people in the bleachers run their mouth. But make sure you set aside time to take care of you. Like, I was going through everything I was going through, kept a straight face, did it because I knew that that's how my mother would want it done. Why everybody was talking crap, why everybody was making social media posts about me, acting like a good goddamn fool. And the only reason why I probably didn't lash out and go crazy, because y'all know I choose violence. The only reason was because my husband allowed me space to create time for me. Like, every night when we left from running around and stuff like that, or left the family members' houses, I went back to where we were staying and he ran me a hot bath, and he would take care of the kids, put them in bed, make sure they ate, whatever ever needed to be done. And all I had to do was focus on taking that bath. And if I wanted to fall asleep in that motherfucker, that's what I did. It was nothing. That was time and space for me. So, it's a lot of crap that sounds like it's going on. Make sure you're cutting out time and space for you. If you need to go outside and get you a little cig, get you a little drag, get you a little bear, whatever you need to do, create space and time for you. Go ride down to the bottom of the mountain and come back, so you're not getting in faces and you're not going crazy, because it's not fun to be called the bitch. It's not fun to be called the narcissist. It's not fun to be called the sociopath. And for those who's calling you a sociopath, I know they probably have way more education and know damn well that those are not sociopathic behavior. So I'm gonna need them to pull it together, and it's not a fun word, but at least the bitch word is a little bit more acceptable than a sociopath. You're not out here killing the cats and the dogs and the cows, setting them on fire.
I take them and prefer them to humans, but I booked a cruise.
So
Most people prefer the animals over the humans, so I get it. It's more of accepting that things need to be done and someone has to do it. I remember when I worked at LabCorp, And one of the ladies I worked with, she was like, she wanted to go to school to be a forensic analysis and, you know, go to the crime scene and take the pictures and just do all of that, looking at the dead bodies and whatnot. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how can you do that? And actually, her response is what changed me and how I actually wound up getting into the medical field. She was like, someone has to do it. Someone has to do it.
That's it.
And that really made me think like, yeah, that is true. Someone has to do it. So don't be mad at someone. And I wasn't mad. It was just an intriguing conversation because I never thought about it like that. And she opened my mind. But it's more, it has to get done. And
Yeah.
and you can't get mad at the person that's saying, hey, we need to get this done. Well, then fuck it, I'll do it. And then get mad because they're doing it. And you, well, why you ain't asked for help? I mean, what the hell? Like, and that's the confusion that could really bring you to a place you don't want to be in. But like you said, take some time for you and it'll fall into place. But it
Again,
can get frustrating.
my newest phrase I've noticed here recently, I find myself saying a lot that takers don't have boundaries. So givers have to enforce their boundaries.
Yeah.
When you're the strong one, you're basically giving of yourself to others to make sure that they're good.
Mm.
And some people just don't care. And then sometimes it's not might not even be that they just don't care. It might be the situation that they're in that's allowing them not to care. So you gotta put your boundaries up. You know what? Y'all acting a little crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and get in my car and ride out. I'll see y'all when I get back. Hopefully y'all sleep and I ain't gotta see y'all. You know, or just make sure as the strong person, the strong friend, you're carving out time for yourself. Time for yourself is so important. I don't care if you are going to stand outside for 5 or 10 minutes.
Just breathe and get your thoughts together.
Yeah.
Because then when you don't and you entertain what's ultimately pissing you off, it can get to the point where some shit get broke. Somebody's nose might get fucked up because you punched them. You threw some shit out the window. You know what I mean? And that's because of that anger, and it's because of that not gathering your thoughts.
Mhm.
You know, and as you get older, you understand these things because when you're young, you want to address everything and you want to, you know, defend everything and clear your name and clear whoever else's. Man, fuck that shit now. Look, if it's not making me money, if it's not helping me build my business, if it's not doing anything that's positive, I'm good. Now, I've had to pretty much set boundaries with, you know, some people in my home or whatever. And I felt good. I felt fucking good. Because at the end of the day, if I don't do it, I will be ran into the ground.
Yeah.
And nobody gives a damn. And it's like, maybe you do, but you're not showing it. And again, actions speak louder than words. So if you know that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H, I, J, K need to get done, we can work together, get it done. Don't get mad at me for getting it done. Or don't act like, well, I could have helped you. No, yet when I came to you, it was, you know, the bitches and the narcissists and all of that. So fuck it. Gotta do what you gotta do for you because people don't give a damn. And they're always gonna put themselves first, no matter what. And, you know, givers are not like that per se. They do give without thinking about themselves. They'll give their last damn dollar. Hello. Okay. So they'll give their last dollar. But, you know, takers won't. They won't.
They just keep taking, they will pick you. You ever seen the vultures eating a day on the side of the road? They keep you bone dry. Bone dry. And then when you get bone dry, you have nothing, you don't have anything to pull yourself back together. And then your character starts to change.
Go for the eyes first.
You become cold.
Yeah.
Definitely
You become totally different. You're a totally different person. You don't want to give anymore. You don't want to be the strong friend anymore. You don't want to support people because they done picked you bone dry. But if you carve out space for yourself and you make time for you, and you start to find yourself, be you, find your tribe will gravitate towards you. And those people are going to check on you, Me and Emily talk on I am every single day. Maybe not the first thing in the morning because we go to work really, really early in the morning. And we might not want to talk that first hour or two, but we are going to hit each other up. Hey, mamas, how you doing today? You good? All right. And if we need anything, if we get a little bit too personal, we transfer over to text message because we don't want to read our business. But we support each other like that. It's easier when you're at work to hit that I am boom because you're already in that mode already. But it's like, okay, this look a little serious. Let me go ahead and hit you up over here just to check in and make sure you're good. So we got to make sure we're carving out time for ourselves. We got to make sure that we're not allowing the people we're being strong for to change our character. But we also have to be mindful when we make statements like, I always have to be the strong one, or I am the strong one, because they're listening to it. But guess what? So is the inner you listening to that. No, I don't have to be the strong one. I'm going to be weak and lay on this floor and cry if I need to.
Exactly.
We have to be mindful because, again, that's a part of self-talk. I have to, I am. Those are affirmations. No, I don't always have to be we have to start changing that narrative. Like, understand you're going through something, but I can't deal with that emotionally right now.
I'm dealing with something right now.
Huh?
I said no, and it's
like, even if you're not going through anything right now, if you
and you're going through something, I mean, I get it. So
you might just be finding yourself in a weak moment in that moment. You might not feel strong enough to be the strong person for that person. And it's okay to tell people like, no, I can't be that person for you right now. This, whatever you're going through right now. And they're gonna call you a bitch regardless. So why not say, I can't be that person for you right now. I can hold your hand and we can cry together. That's all I got.
I think some of it, I compartmentalize my emotions anyway. Like, I've done it for years, compartmentalize my emotions and held it down because, I was 7 years old and cooking dinners and cleaning and working in the house, and taking on that parental role. So I've definitely felt like that for a long time, that motherly type role and making sure, making sure we had food on the table. We never wanted for money or anything like that, but there were distractions and dinner wasn't getting made, or it was the repetitive thing. And I just got sick of it. So I started making what I wanted to eat. And, they were like, oh my gosh, this, but also compartmentalizing those roles because I took on so much of those responsibilities early on. And definitely, I think I need to start expressing that in the moment versus pushing that down and then having these explosive fits and these explosive moments. And, really, I need to work on my communication and standing up to people because, it's hard sometimes to stand up to other people and hard to especially stand up to family members. And I do find it difficult to communicate with the particular one just because, it will get turned around on me in some way because they think that they are so much more vastly intellectually superior than everybody else. So, definitely working on those communication, expressing those feelings and taking that step back early on. But another thing that I've noticed is that's, not well received. No isn't an acceptable answer. Sometimes in the situation, I have to get mean to get that space that I want sometimes.
And you have to be okay with asserting that no. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for both of y'all to accept that no. You giving and them taking. But no, like I said last time, no is an answer and an explanation all in one. And if you got to walk away for a second, then you got to walk away for a second, I read something earlier that said dominant and alpha women are usually the ones that experience a lot of things in life and also most likely had to take on more adult roles at a younger age in life. So you got to start young Emily don't want to say no, but adult Emily needs to say no. You know, being a people pleaser is and a
It's
so
tiring.
you want to be a people pleaser and a strong friend or strong family member? Mm-mm.
Give it
It's
a
tiring. It takes so much out of it.
Exhausting.
soul sucking.
Exactly.
And then you
And
wonder why you can't sleep at night, or you going to sleep and you sleep in 10 hours and you get up and you feel like you ain't sleep 10 minutes. Your soul is exhausted.
And I've read that when you are dealing, when so much is going on in your head, like you said, and you go to sleep and you sleep 10 hours and you wake up exhausted, so all that crap still in your head, you're still thinking about it, it's still going on, and you wake up and it's like, damn, the nightmare continues. So you have to know. And I used to be a people pleaser. I used to care about what people thought and always wanted to make sure everyone was happy. But the whole time I'm doing that, guess who was unhappy? Guess who was, in the tears? And guess who, felt like I'm not doing enough, or I'm not, worthy, or whatever the case may be. That's what I was feeling. Now, I don't give a fuck. And people know that. It is what it is. Now, yeah, I may play a fool for my husband and my kids and certain family members, but other than that, fuck it. Fuck it. Because guess what? People are gonna do what you allow them to do. And if you allow them to fuck you over, oh, they're gonna get the biggest dildo they can to fuck you. So fuck it. Fuck it. Don't care. Girl, let's show them. So fuck it. Because you know something? You're the one exhausted 10 hours after sleeping. That's not fair. That's taken from you. That's taken from your time. And it shouldn't have to be that. Not at all.
Thanks, God.
Say no and stand on it.
Of course.
So with these topics we've been hitting here lately, I want to start something here in the girls' locker room when we're getting ready to leave you guys. I don't know how familiar you ladies are with the movie Pretty Woman, but I adore that movie.
Me too.
And the cutest thing that Vivian and Kit does when they was part ways is say, take care of you.
Yes.
So without ending, I'm going to say like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all heard here in the girls' locker room. It is a struggle being a strong friend. Make sure you carving out time for you and make sure you take care of you. We will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Nigga, I got 0 friends.